Hello everyone, welcome. We're going to be doing some more Immersiontale stuff. I'm literally just getting set up here, so away we go. Let's do... I'm just getting everything set up here. We'll do self. Okay. Hello everyone, welcome. Let's just get on with stuff here. So you're probably wondering what the heck we're even looking at here right now. We're going to be doing something special with Nabs the Bluke's place. I want to actually try and get this looking correct. I just need to get the materials all looking good. So we got mix shader, I believe. And then I need to take this down completely. Wait, can I just make another print? Yeah, principal BSDF. And then if we hook that in there, you'll see the reason for this in a moment. The idea is to have this alpha be completely 0. And then if I do this as a blend, then we can ghostly fade out here. Okay. Right, so that needs to be a factor of 0. Hey, Memes. How you doing? So what we're going to do is we're going to attach this to more or less everything. I would have been streaming a lot sooner, but I had to put my daughter to bed and she just did not want to go. He's like, nah, I'm not going. Like, oh, okay, fair enough. Alpha blend there. It's gonna be fun if this works. Hey, there we go. Bacon! Okay. I was just literally in the Undernet discussing how many projects had been announced for this year's Under event. It's not. I didn't actually realize there were that many. That should be the roof done. Wait, what? Oh, I forgot there's the reference on the floor here. Background. Okay, surface, apply to here. Make this a blend. And then when we go inside here, that's still good, and then we can just get rid of that. Okay. And this is gonna be interesting because I've got to also fade out all of the lighting and everything else. But hopefully this will be an easy one tonight, and then I can get at least another scene done. For those who have seen the screenshots, I did Undyne standing on the rock pillar in Waterfall already. That one's a cool one that I got done recently. So I'm just gonna keep going through all of the stuff if I can. Wait, what? What's going on here? This should be fine. That's for the poster, right? Damon says looking great. Thank you very much, Damon. The idea is to have a transition between the where's the poster? Which poster is it? MTT poster. It should be there then. If I get rid of that and then go surface. What? What is even going on there? Like, which one? That was that, right? Get rid of all these files. What is? I'm having like spooky stuff going on here and I don't even know why. Like that should be showing up for all intents and purposes. Like let's close this header for a moment. Unless that's like through a wall there? Wait, what? Oh. What the heck has happened to this? Hang on, opaque, right? A ghost poster. Yeah. If I go there, right, the idea is that if I place a mix shader here, what's meant to happen is then I can tweak between visible and not visible. The idea is that this one, this material here, has an alpha of 0, which basically means when I fade out, this shouldn't be visible. But because we don't have a blend feature on here, it just goes black, right? The idea is if I have that on and then go to say alpha blend, now it should blend between the two, but it's not for some weird ass reason and I don't quite understand why. Backface culling, no. That is really weird because that... Wait, what? Oh god, this is just doing my head in now? Like, that makes no sense. That's got a blend of 0 with 0 emission, right? And that one's got 1 with nothing? What? Excuse me? This literally makes no sense. This mix shader should be working properly. Hang on. Opaque. Opaque. Blend that into surface there. If I just do that now as blend and then do that as alpha, why does that go to black? Is it because that emission is there? That... What? This literally makes no sense. With a blend, it should be fine unless I'm not seeing the error here. Like, it's perfect on there. It overlaps fine. So it should... Oh, there. Is that... Wait, what? Why can't I see through the... What? What? This is all kinds of trippy now. If I go blend... Why is that? Why can I see through my own geometry with that? I'm not entirely sure why that is. And I've made it. That's strange. That's blown my mind now. And like, if I put alpha blend on that, and then go opaque, show back face, and then go alpha, why is it not doing it for that? Like why is it just making it invisible when I do that? Because that should not happen. The idea is I do this, I link these up, it shows that, right? Means it's working. Then we go to blend, it should still be visible, and then I should be able to tween between the two. What is even going on here right now? And then if I click don't show back face, that's when it... Is it that one just on there? How you doing anyway, Damon? This is like freaking me out right now. What's different between this and the other materials? If I do that there. Okay, that's still... That's got show back face on. And that's got show back face for the background. What about the wood and everything? That's the beam, right? So there's the beam. I take that. Oh crap. I plug that into the same thing, which is surface, the SDF, right? And then I plug that into blend. What? This is now trippy because like that should work. And instead everything is just going wacky tobacky for no reason. I don't quite understand this. Because that should... Hang on. Right, I'm gonna have to set this up, like, by hand, just to double check this. Let's... I was doing so good there. I'm absolutely paranoid that I've set something wrong. So we'll do this again from the start. I'm alright. Doing an expedition in No Man's Sky while watching Kamen Rider. Kamen Rider is so good. I've just not talked about it on the channel much because the last time I did on my old channel, I got completely yeeted. Like YouTube just gave me a 3-strike ban for no reason. Okay, here we go, right? If I go to blend, show back face. Is there a limit to how many we can have here? Like if I go mix shader, right? Actually, if I get rid of that and then do principal BSDF from there, principal BSDF, right? The principal BSDF alpha is 0. I love the way this was meant to be an easy stream and now it's turned into some kind of like wacky tobacky thing. Right? Shader goes there. And then that goes to surface. And then what happens is we can then tween between the two. Like so. I wonder if there's a way of like grouping that so I can just add this as something else. Make group. Group import Napster yeah. Right, so if I take that out of there then and go back to floor, that node group can be readjusted and I can just do that each time. So we'll do rename, let's name it to something like vanish node group. And then the idea is when we go into that, we can then just go between the factor and it should all technically work. Right? So if I go to each one and just type in like vanish here, we just go vanish. Oh, not working. There we go. If I take that node group now and just hook that in all the time, it should work. Damon, like, did you have any ideas of like other Kamen Rider that you'd want to watch? There we go, that should work there, especially if I put blend on it. Same with the roof. If I just keep doing this, go blend. I do it with this surface and then we go blend there, right? And then I go like this. Does that do all of them or just one? Looks like I might do all of them in one go. That's actually better as well, control wise. So paste the hook this up. I'm just gonna keep hooking this up now because vanish should just work. I love the way I say that, and yet the beams have just somehow disappeared. Any ideas where I should start? It depends, really. Like, for instance, some would turn around and say, like, oh, start from the favorites or whatever. I personally started with Decade, and that's primarily just because that was out roughly around that time, but it's basically like one of the anniversary shows, so it introduces you to a vast amount of riders and concepts really quickly. The one immediately following Decade, which is Double, is really good because the suit was designed by one of the Gundam designers. Double's a pretty nice one to get into. And then each one has its own gimmick. It depends what you're after. Like, what kind of story would you be interested in? Meme says today's topic: Sonic X Shadow Generations. Honestly, the only thing I'm interested in that is like what they're doing with Shadow stuff, but that's primarily what everybody's interested in, is what they're actually going to do with that. Let's just... But yeah, if you can tell me, David, like what themes you want to see or whatever else, I can try helping or recommending. We're just slowly going through here and getting this done. The idea is to have this vanish and replace with the universe scene. You know, the one that we see in the actual game. I just need to make sure that it works properly. It's like here at the moment, those are going to have to be probably alpha clip. I'm just making sure this can all fade out properly. And then like we just go on to the next thing and just go from there. That's the house floor, walls, roof. Yeah, so I'm after chandelier here. This is gonna be so cool if I can do this, because this is gonna be such an easy scene. Blend, opaque, yeah, that's fine. Ooh. Take that and just go. Honestly, I get into whatever. Okay, so... Hey, Joel. So basically, you can have like different themes. Like, you can either have stuff like detective stories. One of them is an interesting story that's wrapped up in a huge like dance-off style thing, which sounds crazy, but it's actually really good. Decade is like basically one person that's being chased across time because they're supposed to be responsible for the apocalypse, but we never really find out exactly what's going on there. There's, again, I think the detective story, there's one about the personifications of like greed and everything else coming to life. There's one which is literally about mages. It's pretty crazy. They try and switch up the theme each time. There's one about ghosts, one about video games. So if any of those kind of catch your attention. The dance one is pretty crazy because it ends up basically being mixed in with Sengoku era like warring stuff. So it's basically like Japan's feudal system, but mixed in with a dance battle thing that kind of like slowly gives way to the actual fighting later on. So it kind of blends into the background. Take your original recommendation, so Decade. Yeah, Decade will get you introduced to all of the first half of the Heisei era, which is Oh, here we go. So it's everything after Kamen Rider Black and Black RX, which are really, really popular in Japan and got adapted over here as Masked Rider. But basically, what it is a guy that essentially, yeah, gets blamed for creating the apocalypse or the end of the world, and then all the other riders are trying to fight him, basically, while he's trying to travel through all these different worlds and figure out what the heck's going on. It's actually really cool. You'll get to know quite a lot of riders really quickly. It's like, or at least the basics of their stories, and then you can pick and choose from the first half of the Heisei era. So you'll get introduced to, I think it's another 10 riders, plus a lot of the older ones, so you'll get to know a bit of the history behind the shows, or at least meet older characters while also seeing the new ones. It's a fun watch. I really enjoyed it. Like, it's not really a popular one because of the fact that when it was wrote, the ending ended up getting scrapped or something like that, if I remember rightly. I think Black's on Amazon. Oh my god, that's awesome. I know there is actual Kamen Rider Amazons itself, which is a very, very violent version. If you're after, like, gore and violence and stuff, that's basically gonna have you covered. Trying to remember. But yeah, Decade will also ease you if you go with the movies as well. Decade is a recurring character because of Decade's story not entirely finishing in the series. What you end up with is Decade coming back multiple times over like different movies and other related media. So you'll see him repeatedly just showing up elsewhere and being a badass. Fair enough, I'll give him a watch. It's all good. The thing is, it's kind of crazy trying to get people into Toku anyway, because they're just like, wait a minute, what the heck is going on? What's Toku? And then when you explain it, they're just like, what? You know? And then when they actually try it, it's like, oh, that isn't too bad. It's definitely something that you have to kind of like get used to. It's a bit easier if you've watched of like the old Godzilla movies and things. You know, where it's people in suits. Because that's basically what Toku is, the entire genre. That encompasses like Godzilla, Metal Hero, Sentai, Kamen Rider. It's all basically Toku. Oh. And then, of course, you have the different versions of Metal Hero, which are from, like, different countries. I'm a massive fan of Suitmation. That's good, then, because, like, no joke, I really love the suit work for, like, Sentai and Kamen Rider. It's one of the things where, when I keep saying to people on the channel, like, keep pressing me for what I actually like, because you'll find that I can talk about some other stuff very passionately and in depth for ages. The only problem I have is like trying not to get yeeted off YouTube for it, because like if I want to show any of it, then it becomes a bit of a pain. But yeah, Toku and Sentai and stuff is like basically in the iceberg of things where I'm like, oh yeah, talk to me about these things. You know? And then people are like, wait a minute, you like this? And I'm like, yes, I do. Hello. And then it becomes almost like, wait a minute, Dave likes this thing? He's never said anything about it before. It's like, yeah, I do. I've not said anything because I don't want to get yeeted. But yeah, to lay down the whole deal with like YouTube and everything, the previous time I talked about Rider, I did a full video on it back in like, I think it was 2009 or 2010 or something. And I used the official footage like quite a few people do. And YouTube basically didn't care and just did a 3-strike ban on my old account. So that one was bad because it affected me very, very badly because that account had a load of old work that I had from like university and stuff on it, and a load of like vlogs that I had that basically showed me working my absolute ass off to finish like different projects and stuff. It was actually really cool, and had like a load of my other stuff from like the end of 2004, I think, or 2005 onwards. And yeah, YouTube just yeeted it. So RIP, old YouTube channel. Honestly, we're on the internet. Social anxiety. We're autistic out here. Gotta love Mo's theme. I know I've said that multiple times, but I can't help myself. A Genesis soundboard, man. Or the Mega Drive soundboard, I should say. I need to find out what keyboard it is. I think it's a Yamaha one. If I remember rightly. Or at least the sound chip for it is. I also need to figure out what material is going to be used for cobwebs here, or at least make one. The idea is that all of this should vanish and give way, and then we can have the universe come in and have Frisk and Nabstablook be lying down on the universe, and then that's going to be so good. Hey Ninja Spy, how you doing? Hey Conata. I would have been streaming earlier, but trying to get my daughter to sleep was really hard tonight. Hope everybody's doing okay. Oh. What is... Oh, I see. That moment where I still have, like, reference stuff everywhere. For those who don't know what's going on, I'm literally trying to do the transition between Napstablook's house and the galaxy style thing that we see. You know, where they lie down and become garbage. Should be... Yeah, that's blended there, so that should be okay. Not so sure about that because of the reflections, but... Could you add a few Napstablooks looming in the universe? That really doesn't make sense, considering there's only one. Oh. Yeah, hopefully if I have this control set up correctly. Then... we should be okay. Oh, and there's the spider bake sale that we said about. But yeah, for those who are just turning up, I mentioned early on in the stream that the Under event this year on the actual public Discord, when you have a look, it has had over 240 submissions, I think, for it recently. It's going to be crazy. So what happens if I tween between these now? If I bring the galaxy in and then tween between them, what happens? Okay, so that should be everything. 33 different things with the... There we go. Oh god, it's lagging. Ah, it's because 33 different objects going see-through at the same time is a bit crazy. Oh, wait a minute. I just realized it's got the reference room to the side there. The idea is this mix shader controls everything, so we should... If I tween between the two effectively... that will hopefully work out, and then, if anything else, I just need to do materials for the spider webs. Spider. web material. Should put evidence of shadow. That would have knocked her right out. Hey, evidence isn't that bad. Don't make me start recommending the stuff that I actually really enjoy. That I really, really, really love. Okay, so that's... Wait a minute. Why is that not vanishing? Okay, so it's there. Oh, I get it. Is it because I've not applied it to... Oh, no, wait, I have. So is that because that's not a piece of geometry? If I go to mesh? Then go to... Oh, okay. And then we go there? Please tell me that worked. If I go to web and go to blend? You're right, it's pretty good, Sustainment. Just not for me. Recreators is good. Like, Recreators and Symphogear are my two top animes, I think. Which are closely followed by stuff like Reincarnated as a Slime. Reincarnated as a Slime, Goblin Slayer. I'm trying to think what else is up there. Yakuza Babysitter? That one's a good one. A lot of these are for, like, personal reasons, though. Like, Symphogear is literally just pure anime, so that always wins. And then Gundam Build Fighters... Build Divers Re-Rise is in there as well. I need to get rid of this reference for Napster Luke's place. Bam, there goes the prototype. Bam, there goes the other prototype. Why are the scenes of Asriel and Kara in this film? Are they supposed to be at the beginning? I hear talk of anime, says Lucky. So, hey Lucky. So, for the whole deal with, like, what's going on with Asriel and Kara, the reason why you're seeing the scenes of the younger versions of them when they're still alive is because those scenes in particular are from the VHS tapes in the True Lab. So, you know when we go into the True Lab and you get the 5 videotapes, I think it is, and at least 1 or 2 of them are of Toriel and Asgore talking. That's when they're filming, where Toriel's filming Asgore in bed. Basically, when she's turning around and be like, so anyway, what would I be if I was a dog? And he's like, what, dear? And she's like, I'm a Mumeranian, because they're doing dog jokes. Well, basically, the other tapes are the actual recording of the plan. So what I've done is I've moved them around so they explore the underground, of course, while doing the plan. Damon says, Reincarnated as a Slime is pretty good. Yes. Yes. I need to watch the most recent season, but I'm waiting until it finishes. Yeah, home video in the early 2000s is Lucky. It's basically it. Like, the VHS stuff explains everything. And, like, for other stuff, it's artistic. Like, for instance, Alphys in the True Lab. We don't actually get to see Alphys do her... spiel in the True Lab where she records her demo stuff, well, entire, like, documents of the determination experiments. But the idea is that the more or less, like, flashbacks from when she's recording them, like, that's why you've not seen it yet, I don't think, or I may have shown it just a little bit in one of the trailers and you've not seen it properly. She's walking through while being recorded on a dictaphone, which is a small object where you can record audio onto it and then transfer it onto the terminals. The idea is the terminals show the text version, but the audience sees it as the video version because it just looks better. So you're actually getting to see Alphys do the determination experiments and see the breakdown that she has when realizing the problems that it causes. It's better for the viewer that way to see those things happening. I just realized my model is like off there looking into the distance. Okay, so what I need here is the garbage universe thing now. So yeah, lucky we're on about stuff. Are you gonna add the Gaster room, i.e. Mystery Man? No, I mentioned about that the other day, and unless I get a model for it, then I'm not gonna do Gaster. Because like Gaster's model that I'm using at the moment was like really bad. In fact, I might try and find it if I still have it and show you it. Like, because I don't want to just use any model. Let's see. I need to ask somebody as well if they got the 3D tutorial from the trailer for a laugh. Let's see. Oh, crap. I'll ask later on if I can find more like people that have the 3D tutorial model for the trailers. But I just did a shout out in the Undernet and I'm just like, does anybody have the 3D tutorial from the trailers? Because I know there is some from the Undernet that I can try and find. I know that there's one person in particular that's made one, but when I contacted them, they will not let me have that model, so you could make your own Gaster model. It wouldn't be as good. Like if I save here, it's either that or I get one commissioned, but I don't want to commission for Gaster. Where's Gaster here? Oh wow, he's not even... Is this the... Oh yeah, that's literally the really old one. That does not look good. It doesn't look anything like Gaster. It's the like fan interpretation. So yeah, that's... I don't like that because it doesn't look like the sprite. So yeah, I'm not gonna bother with that one. We don't need mics, says Loki. Let's see if I import the new universe thing that I got recently. What is it? Downloads. You just see some cracks on the eyes. You can just make him melt and see a skeleton floating with hands. See, that's the thing, like, part of me just doesn't want to include Gaster either because everyone kind of expects that. You know, like if you do anything with Undertale, everybody expects Gaster. And it just... I don't know why, but it just kind of takes the fun away with it because everyone is like, dude, Gaster's gonna be in here, Gaster's gonna be here, he has to be. And it's like, maybe he doesn't, you know. Maybe not everything has to revolve around Gaster. It's like, I'm half tempted to just leave in the like little things too. Like the little nods to him. Like in the trailers, I think I've mentioned it or shown it. There have been like little nods to Gaster and there has been like little text in the True Lab that mentions what each area actually is. So like in the generator room, it says generator room, but in Wingdings, you know, and people will turn around and be like, oh my God, it's Gaster because of the Wingdings. But it's like, it's just basic text to show, yeah, it was related to him, the True Lab, but you know, it's like he's not there. I don't know, man. It's just a feeling that I'm having, especially because, like, we've joked about it so much on the channel, like, ages ago. I feel like the joke has kind of become less of a joke that's funny and more of just it's a thing that gets repeated over and over again, so that also killed it for me. You know, so like, I suppose if the joke hadn't have been run into the ground like absolute madness, then maybe. Let's see. I'm trying to find the... Where is it? I had this file the other day. It was literally for the Space Nebula. There's the castle. Backup lines, Sands and Papyrus. Oh, there we go, space. So if I go to Napstabrook's house, go to space, and then go to Space Nebula. Lucky says he doesn't have to be shoved into every aspect. We can enjoy stuff without him. Enjoy it as it is. Yeah, it's like... I feel like too many fan projects now, especially, not so much get forced into doing Gaster, but it's like, they deliberately do it because they know it's like... A whole deal with Undertale is like a lot of people, well, fans, focus on Gaster because of there being so little of him. You know, there's like so little is known about him and we're only getting fed breadcrumbs. But then again, it's like, if none of this is right, if none of the fan speculation or interpretation is right, then all that stuff, all that other fan content then becomes invalid. You know? Is the story set on the pacifist, neutral, or genocide route? It's going to be the true pacifist route. So it's going to do the neutral first, then the pacifist, like you would normally, where you go through essentially the neutral route while trying to be as pacifist as possible, or just try and not kill anything. And then obviously the true pacifist route starts once you've unlocked the true lab. Really? The original sprite is very, very bad, says Joel. It's like, there are some good models online in like VR chat, but it's getting hold of those would be a pain. Because like, it's a 50-50 coin flip whether I get access to those. You know, like with most stuff, it's a 50-50 coin flip whether I get access to any of the materials. And then if it is, it's like, okay, so I'm just double checking I can use these, right? Universe. So this is something I paid for the other day, but it should be good enough. I just need for it to load in. It's not often that I go crazy like this for this project, but that's not... Oh, I see why that's not doing that. I go to mission, go to image texture, and then load that in. Is that loading it? Ah, there we go. And then I just need to get rid of the specular, right? And there it is. After this, are you going to do a Geno route or Delta room? I will not be doing the genocide route. It's a personal thing. I don't like the idea of me having to go back through and murder all these characters that I really, really enjoy. You know, in gruesome detail. And at the same time, like, Deltarune, somebody asked about that recently, and I've been asked about it really early on as well, before I got to this point where people were like, are you going to do Deltarune? And I was trying to politely say no, but I don't think it's kind of come across like that. I have to turn it down, because by the time Deltarune is actually done, and I can probably get assets for it and everything to do something similar to this, I'm probably going to be like 60. You know, it's not fair for my family, and also my current health condition is changing, or at least I think it is. I'm not confirmed or found out whether that's actually going to be as serious as I think it is yet, because I'm basically on the same level now as Toby is, in terms of, like, he can't really do too much and he has to have a team helping him. I'm almost basically at that point where if my health gets any worse, I'll need help. So it's like, I don't feel like I'm going to be happy if I then take what essentially is going to be my last major project ever in my entire life, and then turn around and be like, oh yeah, I'm just doing another one even though my health is really bad. Because ultimately I don't want myself to be in a position where I have no hands, because that's not fair on my family then. Because I have to look after them, you know. It's like I'm the only one that drives in our family and everything, and if I can't use my hands or anything, then I can't drive, and that's again, not fair on them. So I've got to be thinking about that kind of stuff all the time. I need this to be flipped. Actually, I need that to be gone for universe. Oh. But yeah, the one thing that made me feel bad recently was trying to constantly tell people, look, I'm not doing Deltarune, and then people seemingly not taking the whole thing of like, nah, I'll see, or, you know, I'm not so sure about this. I'll be flat out saying no for different reasons. People haven't taken that as a no, so it makes me feel really bad because I feel awkward trying to tell people no and not sounding like I'm being a total douche about it, you know. It gets me really kind of upset as well because it leaves me in an awkward position because I feel like potentially it's one of those things where if you mention it, you can lose friends if you say it the wrong way. You know, so it's awkward. It leaves me in a really awkward situation. And oh my god, is that reflecting the universe behind me? Yes, it is. Oh my god, that's crazy. So if I do that, maybe I had a few visions of the genocide route. Maybe. No joke, I keep thinking about that. Are there people who don't want to show their Gaster models, wanting to charge through the roof? Maybe? You know, it's like, people will charge through the roof for the models, which is why I always like talking to people who create models and trying to make a fair deal with them. Especially when I'm trying to make, like, a film with, like, I've mentioned before, I'm unemployed. I don't get any benefits. I don't get any extra money. I literally am being paid to live by YouTube, which isn't much. And, like, really not that much. It's, like, less than $10 per month. With my current output. And then, the rest is, you know, my wife's obviously working, so I help around the house, but like I don't get anything, so I'm paying for the rest of this out of my own money that I have left, and then after that I literally have no money, so it's pretty crazy. But working that is nuts, trying to get that little bit of money left to actually make sure that this goes as well as it should do. But yeah, I don't think a lot of people look at these streams when I mention this kind of stuff, where I'm like, yeah, I am essentially broke, apart from these last little bits of money out of my own savings that I'm using to complete this project, because I'm that desperate to complete one project. You know. Wait a minute, why is that? Why is Vanish not working there? Okay, this is where I have to figure out what's going on here with the materials because of the show backface thing. Garbage time, yes. Let's see. Yeah, I was gonna address for the genocide route. Obviously, I don't want to make it, but I was thinking of doing a nightmare scene similar to it, but I can't think of how it would make sense, because ultimately, when everyone thinks genocide, you either think of Sans or Undyne, typically, because of those being the two big fights, and it's like I don't know how that would fit in the spirit of the player or Frisk having a nightmare about future events. You know, it kind of doesn't make sense timeline-wise. Let's see. Look, he says, when I'm looking for other projects in future that are paying, and if they're in need of animators or dev or anything, would you like me to try and send them your way to get you some work? Honestly, I'll have to see, Lucky, like, in what state my hands are in, you know? Like, I'm not going to turn anything down at the moment, but at the same time, it's like, if my hands are going to go exactly how I think they are at the moment, then I'm not going to be able to do anything. When does the nightmare happen, though? So the nightmare in particular, I was thinking of happening right at the beginning when Frisk is asleep in Toriel's house. Damon says, he's a single person for the most part, and his family needs him. Asking him for more is an impossibility. Maybe I said it wrong, says Damon. No, that's fair. That is really fair in terms of, like, accuracy and stuff. That's more or less where I like trying to get out, is the whole deal of, like, I'm just trying to do this because I find it entertaining trying to accomplish something like this on this scale. At the same time, people have got to understand it's a once in a lifetime kind of thing for me, where I'm like, okay, if I'm done with this now, then that's it. There's no more after this. This is a final kind of like farewell to all the different attempts that I've tried over the years to do projects like this and failed. You know. Oh. Trying to see whether I can get this to work. Because if I can get this to fade out, I'll be really happy. Why is that now all of a sudden really... Oh, I see. It's because there's shading? That's fine. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not even being nasty as well when I say, like, about all this stuff. It's just the whole thing, and I'm just kind of sad, you know, that I can't do more. It's just, this just happens to have lined up at a bad time where I'm like, okay, I can do a really cool thing, and I know people will probably want more, but I unfortunately can't provide, so somebody else will have to take on that mantle in future, if they decide to. Oh. If another crazy person like me has enough time. It's like previously when I mentioned about it, and I was like, yeah, this entire thing is powered primarily, or was influenced by depression. I wasn't even lying about that. It's primarily because the whole deal was, this whole thing started because I was really happy with the game and how it affected me when I was depressed. So it's like, by all means, I'm going to celebrate that. And then it's just kind of blown up into this really big project after that. Raiden says, making a nightmare of killing Toriel. Oof. I don't know, man. Like, trying to think. Like, I still don't like the idea. I like the idea of the player and Frisk trying to get to grips with the fact that this is a pacifist route, but the thing is, it also doesn't make sense when they've both been on the path from the beginning. Sure, the player needs some kind of scene to show that they're conflicted, and that they're like, okay, I'm struggling with the true pacifist route, but I honestly think that that scene should come more from, like, Undyne or Asgore, primarily because, like, the player's going to feel frustration, and that they can't beat Undyne or Asgore easily, because Undyne is really frustrating when you first fight her, and Asgore, literally, you can't do anything else, but you're forced to fight him at the end of a neutral route. So it's like, there's got to be that conflict there for the player to kind of have to fight against that and then change, but at the same time, it's like, so early on, I'm not so sure, you know. Damon says, maybe other people will see your animation and get inspired to make something different. That'd be cool. Hey, Lucy. How's it going? I'm good, I'm good. Join speaking, what's going on? I'm trying to do the Napstabluke scene where it goes into the universe. Hopefully this will all work now. If I just go to vanish here, and then just go to... Does this all fade out nicely? Kinda does. If I do this as a transition now, hopefully we can just get this to work. Because the idea is to do the garbage scene where they lie down on the floor. I'm just gonna do it very similar to one of the music videos that I've seen, because I really want that in the trailer. This in the trailer is just gonna be so nice. Undyne was so hard, says Raiden. Yeah, see, the whole thing is, like with Waterfall, let's put it this way, right? Ideas for stuff, and you guys will get to give me feedback on this as well, like live. Why would the main character have a dream of killing Goat Mom? It's because at the beginning, Toriel is really hard to get past if you've completely ignored what she's been saying, but if you've listened to her carefully enough, then yeah, you just have to stand your ground against her, but not in an aggressive way. And I think that's where people falter at the beginning of the game. It's like, I remember one guy that I've talked to previously, it's been years ago now, but he actually turned around and said he couldn't beat the ruins. He just couldn't get past Toriel. And I'm like, wait, what? This was literally years ago right now. I just don't understand how you can get stuck on the ruins, other than obviously not wanting to leave or upset Toriel. No, but this guy genuinely could not get past the ruins. I'm just like, okay. I'm just gonna pull up this reference here. But yeah, for ideas, the idea is that the player needs to change over the course of the small story that I've introduced into the background. Essentially, it's the normal storyline of Undertale, the True Pacifist route, with the player being affected by the True Pacifist route and changing over the course of it. But at the beginning, there's that dramatic sort of like, oh, I'm immersed here? Whoa, what? And then, like, going through the tutorial bit is fair because, like, they get to Undyne, they get to the end of the ruins, and then it's like, well, what do I do now? And there's that sort of, like, butting of heads against Toriel until they figure it out, and then get round her. But after that, like, even before then, the ruins is a nice sort of, like, setup where, nothing really too bad is going to happen, of course. You know, it doesn't happen in the game, so it shouldn't happen in the film, obviously. With Snowdin, Snowdin's fun. Like, the vibes that you get from Snowdin in the game with just, like, messing around with Sans and Papyrus, it's all, like, fun and games, basically, until you get to Papyrus, and even then, I'm playing that off as a big joke. So, up until Waterfall, everything is kind of, like, that whole new thing of stepping into a new world and being like, wow, this is so cool and everything and so fun. That's the type of feeling for the first two areas of the film, where we get to see, like, the world in full 3D, we get to explore it, and, you know, we get to enjoy these characters going about their daily lives and stuff, even if some of it is really depressing, like some of the characters literally saying, like, oh, it's okay, we're suffering from, like, stage 4 depression, and, yeah, we just wear a smile because, you know, it's better than thinking about things, because that literally is, like, it's not word for word, but that's what Scarf Mouse and Nakrat Jester are saying, that are stood right next to Grillby's. The whole thing is, yeah, everybody's super depressed down here because we can't get out, but at least we keep smiling, because that's better than the altertative. You know, with the shady, like, look left and right going, this is fine, right, guys? Yeah? Yeah? You know, and that's terrible when you think about it. And then we get to Waterfall, where I think, like, Waterfall, I want to have it be mysterious, slightly fantastical with the way that everything looks. You know, everything in Waterfall looks really pretty, especially with you seeing me create it. But I want it to be slightly depressing, and I want there to be a lot of player deaths in it, to the point where they hit the wall and they get really pushed into a corner trying to beat Undyne. Because I figure that's where there'll be that character realization or change of just like, look, you're doing this because you want a true pacifist ending. You shouldn't be hurting anybody. Like, even last night, I was thinking about new ideas for, like, engagement with the Undyne scene, because people were asking about equips yesterday, and I'm like, oh, I can do Undertale yellow equips, you know, because we have Clover's hat and gun in the bottom of Waterfall from the end of yellow. And then I was thinking to myself, oh yeah, we can just, like, use the gun to shoot down Undyne's spears and stuff, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not so sure about that one, because it doesn't really fit in with True Pacifist, even though it's a cool kind of callback, you know? So... That's the Kotaku level, no offense to your friends, says Damon. Speaking of Undertale, just playing it, says Ninja Spy. I just got it. Oh, hope you enjoy that. Martlet's my favorite character in that. Although Martlet is a lot of people's favorite character. Hey, Alvin! I'm looking at your comment, Joel, now. Maybe I'll make more Undertale fan games, not just Underbros. Stuff like remake of Dusttale, Undergarth, Horrortale Remastered and more. That'd be cool. I'm waiting in the bed of flowers for Toriel's rope after 5 minutes. Yes! Yes, Toriel's rope is amazing. In terms of, like, I didn't even know it was a thing until people had shown it me. Hey, Sammy! I would have been streaming earlier, but my daughter wouldn't go to sleep. I was just explaining about how I will not be making Deltarune. I'm just gonna try and find this now. It was Ty. Ty has it in his Undertale video. There we go. Instrumental? Yeah, we can do the instrumental. Love this. Yes, because you would be 80 by then. Yeah, that's what I was saying before, like, I'd be 80, and the way that my hands are at the moment is I need to figure out, like, if you want to know the full detail, right, I'm not sure whether I have either the first signs of arthritis or massive repetitive strain injury, because this all stems back from, like, 2021, when I played Doom for, like, 4 to 5 hours straight. No, check your Ko-Fi, says Lucky. Okay, let's check. Oh, whoa. Did I just have, like, an error there? Did Blender give me an error, or was that something else? Hang on. You received a payment. Oh, you didn't have to do that, Lucky, but thank you. Oh my god. Well, that'll help pay for a lot of the other characters, then? Oh my god, thank you. Dude, I've got to put you in special credits now for that. You're in the credits, like, more than once already? Oh my god. God damn it, you're gonna make me cry on stream here, no joke. Oh, god damn it, I did not expect that. Okay, so that takes the pressure off me from worrying about dipping into my savings for those other characters so much. God damn it. So to go over the whole deal with my hands, in like 2021, when I streamed since 2018, I got to 2021 and one of my friends asked me to, well, one of the people on stream asked me to play Doom on mouse and keyboard. Now, bear in mind, I'd not played mouse and keyboard games for ages, and the ones I had played were pretty simple. But Doom is pretty intense, so I was like, okay, I'll do it. I tried playing it competitively for 4 or 5 hours. I didn't even stream it, I was just recording it. And after that, I went to sleep like that day. I woke up the next day, and I couldn't rotate either of my wrists. They were completely in agony from the, well, I was completely in agony from the elbow down, and because I had no rotation, I couldn't do anything, and whenever I did try and rotate them any way whatsoever, it would hurt like mad. And also my fingers, I couldn't really move those either. I ended up basically ringing the doctor, or getting help from ringing the doctor, and this was during COVID. So what ended up happening was the doctors were like, you can only do home-based physiotherapy, we can't come out and see you, and you're best not coming in. Because we're basically packed full to the brim. So you have to do homemade physiotherapy. So we'll give you these stretches that you can do. You're gonna have to do weights to build up your muscles, and you're gonna have to use ice packs and everything else. And I was like, okay, this is fine. I've been doing this for kind of years. Because before then, I'd been doing hot bath treatment with my hands. I mentioned it a bunch of times on stream, where I'd basically been putting my hands in a sink and then running water until it was almost boiling hot, and then just leaving my hands in until they looked like lobsters, because the muscles would relax in them. And everybody thought I was crazy doing that, because literally people would put their hands in when I'm like, oh yeah, put your hands in just to test how hot it is. And they'd be like, ow, what the hell? And I'm like, yeah, it's painful. That's why I don't move my hands. And I've lost feeling in them now, you know. So I was doing that a lot beforehand, because obviously since I've got a condition that affects my feet and my mobility, a lot of my time was spent online talking. So of course, as I talk more, I'm typing a lot more. I ended up increasing my typing speed. I can basically touch type. So I'm really fast at doing that without even looking at the keyboard, obviously. So it's like I got that good at typing that my hands were obviously taking a lot of wear and tear by doing this stuff. I'm trying to communicate in any way whatsoever with people and just trying to live. And of course, that didn't work because of the way that my situation is. Nobody wants to hire somebody who can't be on their feet for 8 hours a day, seemingly, where I am located. And every time I've tried going somewhere else for like a computer job or whatever else, they've always said I'm overqualified, even though I only have a foundation degree in games design. You know, apparently a foundation degree in games design over here means that you're incredibly intelligent and that you can't go for any other job. So I was passed around like this for years. And then that's where the games industry job came in, because it was the only thing that I could actually do that gave me a shot that allowed me to sit down at the same time. Yes, I did. Joel, if Sans and Toriel could hear each other from the other side of the door, how could they hear when there's a massive hallway? It implies that they were sat, or the hallway wasn't there, or that the doorway is like how I've done it, where it backs right onto Snowden. Overqualified, yeah, what? So over here, what the deal with jobs is, and this is going to be a long story, but it's going to explain my hands as well, and my situation as to why I'm still unemployed. Basically, over here, the situation with almost all jobs is that they want to hire people for under minimum wage over here, which is like almost $10 an hour or something. There are a lot of jobs that specifically are like, oh, well, if we can hire 5 people for the same as it costs 1 person, then why should we hire the 1 person? You know, and it's really bad, especially where I'm located. Where I'm located is really stupid. I'm not going to dox myself, but I'll give you an example of something that happened recently where people were like, okay, we want some high-paid computer jobs around here. We'll apply to the local council, and the local council were like, yeah, we're not known for that type of thing, so we're not going to bother even entertaining the idea that we can have some high-paid office jobs with computers in here. And as a result, they ended up going to another city. But what ended up happening was I'd bounced around for years suffering from different depression, because when I came out of university after doing games design and stuff, hey Joel, I'll see you tomorrow then, or whenever I do the next stream. What ended up happening was when I left university in 2009, roughly the end of 2009, I wanted to do any job that I could and excel in it. You know, I'm out of college, I'm young. Or rather, I should say university. I did a university course at my local college for games design. But what happened was, 2009, I leave, I'm young, I'm ready to go, you know, I'm just like, yeah, let's get in the workforce. I've been told all this time that I should be the one to, you know, go out, get a job, provide for a family if I have one. And of course, I'm trying to move in with my then at the time girlfriend, Jen. So we try and make things work, and I end up, my first job was in a laser tag arena. It doesn't work out for me because they turn around to me and say, look, it's opening night as well. For the first 3 days, we're going to be just having parties and stuff, so just have fun with the rest of the guests. And I'm like, okay, fair enough. I played laser tag for 3 days, and after that, because of my skin condition, the rare one that I've mentioned, which makes me rip and blister really easy, I literally can't walk. Like, I'm hobbling around in massive amounts of pain because my feet are covered in blisters. And I'm still trying to do my job. And the people there were like, so anyway, why are you looking unhappy all the time? And I'm like, it's not because of the job. I just can't do the job anymore because of this condition that I've wrote down on the medical terms that were on the contract when you hired me. And they were like, oh, well, we'll give you a break and then we'll call you back. They never called me back ever. Ever. They just replaced me. So I only had that job for like 3 days. Even though they said they were going to talk to me like 2 weeks later. Then had an office job. But the office job that I had, they were pouring a load of chemicals into the air. They were doing like a load of stuff in the air con and weird stuff like that. That made it hard for me to breathe because I'm asthmatic as well. And not only that, but that was like file arranging and stuff. I was really good at it again because I'm just like, oh, let's go. Let's get all this stuff done super fast. Let's impress people and kind of get promoted, hopefully. And yeah, instead, I did all the work so fast arranging the files that they had no work left for me. So they were just like, sorry, dude, we know you have problems breathing and everything in here, and we also don't have any more work for you, so we're going to have to let you go. And that job only lasted 2 weeks. Then I was like, okay, I'll try applying for other jobs, and it took a long time to get other jobs. I'd bounce around and be unemployed for like 1 year, 3 years. You know, unemployment, I think, in general, has lasted me about 7+ years in all. And throughout this time, you have this government body that's supposed to be helping you. And originally, no joke, when I got the office job, my whole deal was I went into an interview with the help of this government body that's supposed to be helping me, and they said, like, look, we're going to give you support by talking nice to the people that are going to employ you. You know, they're going to get benefits from employing you. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So when they asked me, like, why do you want the job? I was like, because I really don't want to be unemployed. I want to impress people. I want to work for a living. You know, I want to earn decent, honest wage, and I really want to work hard for somebody. I just do not want to be unemployed. And that was my honest opinion and answer, and I thought that worked, and it did quite a few times. I'm just telling people, like, look, don't leave me unemployed. I'll work my ass off for you. And that worked. That worked a couple of times. It was great. But then what happened was, as the government's changed, this government body just ceased to exist anymore, so I didn't have that support. So instead, what ended up happening was I'd be sent to this office to sign on with these people who were supposed to be looking after me and saying, okay, we'll support you and help you get a job. And instead, what would happen was I'd just go in and they'd moderate me by just saying, look, have you applied for jobs? And I'm just like, yeah, I've applied for about 200 this month. I applied for 200 last month. And they'd be like, okay, we'll look at your evidence, which is just a huge computerized file of these things. And then they'd be like, okay, so we'll see you in the next 2 weeks. It's like, okay. And that happened for years, where I'd get moderated. They wouldn't help me. Instead, they'd just sort of be like, oh, you've done your 2 weeks worth of job search or whatever? Okay, there you go. And I'd get nothing for this, really, either. So it was leaving me heavily depressed because I'd worked myself up to thinking, you know, like, I can just come out, I can get any job. And what was happening was my skin was affecting me and everything else was affecting me. So I'd be bouncing around from job to job and then getting depressed when I didn't have a job so much that it got to the point where I was like, look, what's the point in living if I don't have a job? You know, and that was terrible because that was my mindset at the time. Lucy says, got to go, sadly. Hope everything goes well for you, Moody. Thank you very much, Lucy. So yeah, it was like, I was going through these rapid cycles of depression and then getting a job that only lasted like a couple of days, and then getting depression again for like months or years. And then when I got the games industry job, I was like, oh sweet, I'm finally where I want to be. Maybe it's not in the art side of things, which I trained for, but I was like, I don't mind as long as I'm in the industry. And I found that when I settled into the games testing job. That it was really fun for me. I enjoyed it. I put my all into it, and I was really good at it. I enjoyed it. The problem is, though, it had no job security. So I'd be doing like 3 months, and then I'd get let go because they didn't have any work, or because they had too many people and they'd have to let people go. And then I'd be unemployed for, say, 7 months or 11 months or a couple of years. And they wouldn't have any work in the meantime, and I'd just be sat there at home playing games and stuff. There was a point where I got put on a special program where people were supposed to be helping me get a job, which was similar to the first one, but that went on for 2 years, and then they started insulting me even though they knew I was doing the work at home to get jobs, or trying to get jobs by filling in 200 applications a month. I was physically showing them that I was doing this, so they were happy me, instead of going into the building where they were at, which obviously exacerbated my condition, made it worse. They were like, oh yeah, you can do it from home, and then only maybe come in like once a month or whatever. I'm like, okay, that's great. That worked out in my favor. This happened for 2 years, and then at the end of the 2 years, they turned around and went, oh, guess you just don't want a job then. To which that really upset me, because I'm like, you've seen how much effort I've put in. You've seen my mental state right now. I've been telling you how depressed I am because I feel like I can't live if I don't have a job. What the hell? So I felt betrayed by them. And then I was lucky enough to get another couple of short-term contracts in the job industry that lasted, in the games industry, that lasted 7 months and then 11 months. And then I had a couple of other spans here and there in another division of the games industry that was really cool, that I really enjoyed. And each time I was in the games industry, it was really fun, but there was no security. So you'd see like other people leaving because they unfortunately got let go, and it was just really bad. And it's more or less, the AAA industry is like a meat grinder where people think it's all cool and everything, and from the outside it is. But when you're in it, essentially it's just they go to like city centers where they can get students fresh out of university for testing stuff. And then when they don't need them anymore, they just throw them out and get more students, because it's an infinite people machine where they can constantly just keep hiring people for as less as possible. Sounds like these job centers are unorganized and play for favorites. Yeah, kinda. Or they also get paid for how many people they get a job lucky. But the problem is, it's like, if they don't put in the work either, or they just go for the easy people, then you get shafted. You get put at the bottom of the pile and don't get seen to. So of course, last time I was in the games industry on one of these contracts was basically 2020, and that ended badly for me. I'm not going to say why, but it's a dark side of the industry that I wish I'd never experienced. I can't say anything about it, obviously, because I'm still under contractual obligations, but it was not a nice experience for me. So I don't think I'll work in the games industry again, at least not in the same role. Like, maybe for helping out indies and stuff, because I know a lot of stuff to do with like games development and other things, but yeah, that ended up badly for me. And in the meantime, I'm trying to get over all this depressive stuff. I'm trying to deal with other things. And then 2021, I do this stream, because I started streaming 2018 in between these jobs to try and help with my depression. Because it was essentially, I found that when I was doing large projects or playing games and streaming to people and talking, I found that it would take my mind off the depression, and I would get to enjoy doing what I was doing at work, which was playing games and just chilling with people and talking, So that was fun for me until 2021, where I tried playing Doom and then it bust my hands. And then we skip forwards to now, where I'm unemployed, but I'm happy and not depressed because my wife's really supportive of me. And I've changed my role. Instead of always thinking like, look, I need to be employed to live. Instead, it's like, dude, I'm a stay-at-home dad. My whole thing is supporting my wife and helping raise my kid. That's a much more beneficial thing for me because it makes me so much more happier. But the that change only came about by my wife being that supportive, and also, weirdly enough, I've mentioned it before, through playing Undertale. Undertale completely reset me mentally when I was at my lowest of the low, when I had all this stuff about not having a job and being like, oh, I'm worthless, and then also having my skin condition where I can't walk much, and then my arms bust on me, where I was essentially lying on the sofa for basically like a year and a half doing nothing but watch TV. And I was just like, I'm literally just a torso with a head here. This is depressing. I don't even know whether I'm going to be able to do anything again. Like, if I can't recover my arms again, then I'm useless. You know, I'm useless to everybody. That was so depressing for me mentally. So it was nice being able to get the support from my wife, and then also, strangely enough, like I said, the mental reset that Undertale gave me when I played it at the lowest of the low. And then we skip forwards to now, where it's like, I've been dealing with the baby and carrying her around lots, and it seems like the strain from that old injury from 2021 didn't quite heal up properly, and as a result, me picking up the baby loads has caused repetitive strain injury, so I'm almost at that point again where my arms are totally bust. I'm just about holding on at the moment, but it's like, the worst part is, at the moment, it almost feels like I'm slowly getting the first signs of arthritis in my hands. And the only reason I know this is because my mother's side of the family suffers from it loads. So it's like, I don't want to get arthritis now, because obviously that will affect the rest of my life as well, in terms of what I do and how I, treat my kid and whatever, how I look after them and what else I do in future. And that's obviously going to be super depressing for me in the long term. But it's like, what I'm doing at the moment is I'm trying to get a doctor's appointment to see whether I can confirm or deny this. Because if I can deny it, if I can get like bloods done and it turns out I don't have the same type that my family members have had, then at least that's better and I don't have to worry about it. Whereas if it comes back positive, then I'll just be like, well, this is going to suck like 10 to 20 years down the line. The thing is, I don't want it to appear like it is now, seemingly, and then getting super progressive, like super fast. The thing is, the reason why I say it might be arthritis is because it shows very similar symptoms to the repetitive strain injuries that I've had previously. So it's hard to tell, especially when you look at symptoms online. They both pretty much match up with each other, so it's hard to tell exactly whether it is or isn't. So at this point in time, I'm stuck in this weird situation of being like, okay, please hope it's not. Especially with family history, I hope it isn't. Please just give me that whole sort of like clarity that it isn't, because I'd much prefer that than going forwards knowing, yeah, this is gonna suck. But yeah, that's the situation I'm in at the moment, and that's what I've been through to get to this point. And then I'm telling people, obviously I'm not doing Deltarune because that would suck with these problems, with arthritis and the amount of time it would take, and then raising a kid as well. It's just not feasible, so... And it's not fair on me or my family. Damon says, it's not really the people they know. A lot of people work for super cheap, so the job center focuses on these people. That's true, there is a quota. The funniest part about that is I actually know some people that were at the job center that actually lost their job as well. That was kind of ironic. Would surgery or medical treatment help? The only thing that would happen is it would be fusing the joints together, so I wouldn't have as much motor ability in certain parts of my wrists or fingers or whatever. But again, it's a case of I have to figure it out, because I don't know whether it is repetitive strain or arthritis based on wear and tear, like because of how much I'm doing and then how much I'm not on the computer anymore. It's still hard to figure out whether it is or isn't first signs of arthritis. It's crazy. Jen's awesome. You might want to be the most unluckiest people I know, but you're still lucky to have Jen, says Damon. Indeed, Jen is the most supportive person ever. It's like a lot of people mention to me how lucky I am, and I don't take that for granted. The thing is, me and Jen have always tried to adapt to circumstances around us and make things work out for us because she's been extremely lucky when it comes to jobs in like the games industry and stuff. So she's worked on some fantastic stuff in the past that she's actually been credited for, whereas like I've been on a load of different things, but I've not been in the credits because I've not been lucky enough, because sometimes being in the credits, you just have to be there at the right time, which is weird. You know, it's not just a case of, you know, you can work on something and get your name in, which is really weird because if you've seen the video on the main page, I've worked on a lot. Those are the ones that I remember as well. Like, I've worked on other stuff behind the scenes where it's literally just like messing around with stuff and then just not been credited. And don't even get me started on like hardware and stuff too. So my experience goes past all the stuff on the main page. It's just, I've been super unlucky with jobs, man. But I'm glad mentally I was able to change, because otherwise I would have been looking at that game over screen way more than I already was. And yeah, I think you pretty much get the idea of what I mean by that, you know. At least your kid gets to grow up with two cool gamer parents. Pew pew, says Sammy. I'm gonna laugh when the kid goes to school, because she's gonna be like, oh, my parents work in the games industry, and it's pretty much like that whole joke about, oh, my uncle works for Nintendo or something, except that it's gonna actually be true. You know, that's the funniest part about it for me, because nobody's gonna believe her. But the thing is, like, she's super happy all the time. Joy JJ says, a true gamer. The thing is, it's like, she's super happy all the time. It's like I mentioned, I'm going to put it in chat as well. Her face, like 99% of the time, is this. It's like colon and then the capital D face. She even does it like when we put her to bed and she has the zoomies. She'll like play hide and seek where she leans up over the top of the cot where our bed is. Or where her bed is. She'll lean up over the top of it and just have that face on because she's playing peekaboo with us. And oh my god, that's so worth it. Like, to wake up with that every single day, or to go to sleep, well, try and get her to sleep and she's doing that. It's so worth it. Like, I wouldn't trade it for the world right now. You know. So it definitely helped by switching positions. Freaking crying here again. There's no real game over screen. There's always a continue button, says Alvin. Oh, thank you. Sammy says, Kitty says hello. Hi, Kitty. But yeah, it's like, it sucks that I've had to go through so much like this. It really does. Because I don't know how I got so unlucky in the first place. But it's like, working on this project has just been so good for me, and I feel like stuff may change in future just based on how much luck I've had with this project and how much love this community gives me. You know, you'll get turned into a slime. I'm surprised I haven't been isekai'd already. You know. But yeah, this community gives me so much love, and it's actually changed a lot of my perspective on things. You know, since I started working on this and since I played Undertale, I've got extremely lucky, which is something that I'm not taking for granted either. I've mentioned it previously on the other streams, but by suffering from depression that long and then experiencing Undertale, it still sounds really stupid when I mention it to other people, but literally, like, going through Undertale at that point in time was just really good as a mental refresh for me. You know, it's just really nice to experience something and just be like, okay, I'm going to throw everything that I've got, like every ounce of my being, into something and do the right thing and then be rewarded for it. I think just mentally I needed that at that point in time, and it really, really affected me, you know. It's weird explaining that to people because it's one of those experiences where I don't think people can properly understand it unless they've had something extremely similar. You know, because like, how do you explain to someone, oh yeah, I was suffering from crippling depression to the point where I was seeing the game over screen almost on a daily basis in real life, and then yeah, I played this one game And this goat lady said to me to do a couple of things in the tutorial. Next moment, I'm crying my eyes out and I'm acting like a little kid again, and it just mentally reset me. You know, how do you explain that to someone and they not take it as like a joke or something? Like, dude, you okay there? You know, you feeling okay? It's like mentally, I had to be at rock bottom to experience this. You know, so it's not something that you can turn around and be like, oh yeah, I relate to that. You know, this is totally an experience that everybody has. Trying to do this this scene now. A pretty handy rigging, says Murph. Hey, Murph! You're going to need that love and determination to keep going. The thing is, throughout all of this, like, throughout all this crap that I've been going through, literally the one thing that was keeping me going was determination, and that was before Undertale was even a thing, you know? Before it became a joke, and, or rather, you know, like a thing that was associated with Undertale. Before that, I would make, like, multiple posts, and I'd just be like, look, it's too easy for me to give up on stuff, even though I'm seeing the determination screen. Miss said that. Even though I'm seeing like the game over screen all the time, and part of me is like, oh yeah, this is an easy way out. It's like part of me was super disgusted with that idea and was like, hell no, you know, why should I do that? It just makes it easy for the person that wants to you know, benefit from that. Like, for instance, who benefits from me giving up and clicking, you know, like just game over in real life? And the people that benefit from that were the people that were basically shunning me all the time, which was the government and stuff, because then they just start trying to take stuff from what was left, you know, like money and stuff like that. Like anything that I would have had or inherited would have gone probably to the government eventually or something, or been given to somebody else. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not letting that happen. You know, like, because I don't think people think about it that much. Determination or pure spite, or was it simply Magic's move? Oh no, it was definitely determination. Lucky says, I'm about to go finish some homework and do some studying. Take care, Dave. Thank you very much again, Lucky. Thank you for everything. I hope that homework goes really well, and I'll talk to you in the future at some point. Just trying to get this done here. Trying to get Frisk in a natural position. Frisk's angry face. Oh, I want this to be just like chill. That's the thing. I'm gonna have it like that, and then we'll change the facial expression in a bit because I want this exact same thing that's in the pacifist karaoke video thing that I've got on here at the moment. T-pose and nobody will notice. It looked angry. It looks angry at certain angles, yeah. What I'm trying to do is like do, you know, sort of like one leg naturally sort of like this on the floor and the other one just like lying there. I can relate though. I've not 100% reached happiness yet, says Damon. Trying to look on the bright side of things. It's definitely, I mean, it's easier said than done, but it's a lot better when you do reach that point. You know, like, sometimes you think you're never going to reach that point, and then that's where you start getting slowly, like, worse and worse and worse. You know. My cat is broken. She likes to be beat up, says Sammy. Wait, what? Let's see, do I have the... I swear I had pants rigging here for this, and this is going to sound crazy, but I literally had pants rigging on this originally where we could move the legs a little bit, just so... Okay, looks like we don't, so I'm going to have to do that myself. Let's do left pants leg. Oh no, it's right, sorry, and that wasn't even naming the correct thing. Right. Oh, right. Right pants leg knee. And then for this we just go value. And then we use sculpt. And then hopefully, if I just do, what's edit? Excuse me. What's the pants one? It's in the jeans. No, it's fine, it's fine. What I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to get all of this if possible. So I'm only editing the pants leg and not the actual leg itself. Boop. And then what we can do here, hopefully, when I sculpt this, yeah, the leg disappears. So then we can, the jeans compel you, it's an ongoing project. What we can do here now is we can pull this leg up at the back with the sculpt tool. There we go, and then I just need to make sure that this is correct, and then we're good. Alvin says, I wish to keep watching, but my right eye is getting worse. So, bye, Moody. Be safe and remember, we believe in you. Thank you very much, Alvin. Stay safe. Where have the feet gone? I'd say that Frisk took to putting their feet in their mouth to a whole new level. Yeah, the feet have just vanished for the moment, just while I do this. Like I was saying, if I can get at least one bit for the new trailer done each night, so I can show off all the new characters, all the new scenes, you know, and then I can animate from there, this is going to be really good. So that now allows me to mess around with that, which makes it a lot better when you look there, because it doesn't clip as much. So we can just boop, like that, and then we should be good if we put Frisk's movement cube on the floor. It has to be good. It's knocked Frisk's socks off. So what we're going to do here is we're going to try and do this scene now and rotate Frisk and Napstablook, get rid of Toriel, and we're going to see whether we can do the shot of them being garbage. So, let's see. There we go. So they're both lying down on the floor here, roughly. We need Frisk lying this way. Oh, no, wrong way. Minus 90. Need to get rid of those scene annotations as well. And then we need Frisk to be about here. If I can get this looking exactly like the reference that I've got, this is going to be so good. Napstablook, I think it's the correct size. Hang on. Blookie movement cube. Like moving Blookie over, because Blookie should be roughly about the same size as Frisk. I think. Okay, that's roughly about right. I think I'll just... Let's go with that. Just a little bit tinier, not too much. Right? Gotta love this song. Okay, so I'm gonna have to have Blookie slightly phased through the floor here, but it's all good. It kind of works because he's a ghost. And then we need the headset. No Dapper Blook, but we do need the headset. Of which, for this, I need to make sure that the headset is... the tall skeleton character, I forget the name, looks like Sir Dan from Medieval. Oh, papyrus. That reminds me, I need to fix cursed papyrus in Snowden. Fun fact, Toriel is going to be in the final. 100% looping go for the 2. Toriel is in like every scene because I use her for reference. You know, for scale. It's already been a joke that Toriel's like looming in the background, or that she's secretly everywhere and nowhere all at once. Okay, I need to light this slightly better for this scene as well. Just realized I hit save on that and I really shouldn't. Ah, it's fine. Toriel precedes time and space. It's like I need that that 3D one. Like from the Undertale. I might have to ask Kara about that. Oh. Okay, so we got this. I just need to make sure that Frisk is actually chilling properly and isn't like levitating, basically. I love the way we can see the spider's eyes through Napstablook there as well. This is definitely going to need better lighting for it. Love this music. How can you do the spacey part? So I have a transition for this that I've been making up the entire stream. I'll show you in a moment. It's pretty easy to go between the two of them. Frisk used to be my reference when I kept resizing my models. This was a bad decision when I realized I forgot how tall they were until it was too late. I can't wait for them spacing out. This is basically where I'm almost up to now. So we'll give Frisk sort of like a chill expression, right? So we'll do... Mouth needs to be, instead of neutral... Bleh. Let's have kind of a small smile. There we go. Tiny one. Not too much of a smile, but not a frown. And then for eyes... Nah, Frisk's his move. And then what we'll do is, we'll have... eyes can be blinking like that. That looks natural. And then eyebrows. Let's do cheerful. Ah, okay, that looks actually pretty nice. Like that. I like that. I just need to move the spider and Toriel out of the scene. Like, let's... just not render Toriel on spider? I say that and then Toriel's actually still in shot. Why? Why does she stay in shot? How come the spider doesn't survive that, but Toriel does? That's weird. I love spreading misinformation because it's his move. Looking at like a music poster. So the idea for this is that the camera is going to come in from down above, zoom in on him like this, and then it's going to go to the side like this, and they're going to be in the universe. And we can kind of see through Napstablook at little bits. His effect is done via a material that's pretty cool. Toriel is also watching. So we're going to name this one Napstablook Demo. Demo Napstablook, sorry. It's really important that I get this naming convention right. Napstablook. Garbage. Oh, Garbe? No, garbage. There we go. Right, so now we need to light this thing. And then I'll do the universe transition. We can do the cameras and everything, and it should hopefully be really good. So what I need here, really, is a light from the ceiling. We'll do like a spotlight. That's gonna be in the ceiling there, right? And I'm gonna have to have that be on kind of powerful. Oh dang, now the Luke is taller than Frisk in game? I am not sure. The reason why we got this on is just because we can blend the size of the spotlight, right? So we can have the spotlight be kind of like this. And then we can blend it so that you don't really see the edges of the spotlight. And then we can just go like, if you want 50 or try something more natural, like 25 there. And then we give it a yellow tint because not all lights are white. We give it a yellow tint, that doesn't look too bad. And then we'll do a little bit bigger there. The cone itself is okay. Custom distance as well, that's fine. 35. Doesn't look too bad. Let's go a little bit bigger. You can just about see the edge of it. Like if I do that, you can see how much I'm impacting now. I don't want to go too far outside of that. So when we blend this in, you can see how it works. That's actually looking pretty nice. Makes the scene look a little bit better, of course. And then we can... Frisk is entering the other world, just like the missing siren. So then we can do like contact shadows. That's going to make everything look a little bit more real. Right? And then we're going to try and do this. This is literally a shot, like shot for shot from Ty McGrath's video that he's got. This is going to be so cool. Right, so it's only a quick shot. But they do a spin from up above that goes about 180 or 360 roughly. And then they go into the galaxy. So what we're looking at is... Can you put Frisk's heel down a bit more in the position the foot seems uncomfortable? Yeah, sure. So we can go like this. We go boop. Because of the way the heel's posed, it's actually better like that. Because then they're leaning on that bit. Because if I do that, that's unnaturally stretching the foot. There's a lot of like stretch going through there, which is going to pull these muscles. So we kind of want it like that. Become one with space. We're going to be doing that, hopefully. The leaning on the heel. Yeah, basically. Like, they're resting some of the weight on the heel, but it's not all of it. But it just makes it so they don't look like the T-posing on the floor. We'll get rid of the prototype here, because that's not needed. And the reference isn't needed. And then this one scene here. Make sure I'm fine on stream here for a moment. Yeah, I'm fine. Okay, so we do... camera. This is going to be so cool. I see that now, says Sammy. That's all good. What I need to do is place a small light under Frisk there, and the reason for that primarily is because there's just a huge shadow there that makes no sense. Let's do another spotlight, because then I can blend it in smoothly, and hopefully it will be no problem. But yeah, just right underneath the chin, there's just a massive, massive... shadow there that I need to get rid of. Mega hyped right now, this move. I'm hyped to see this universe thing like work because I paid for it the other day. So hopefully, I only paid like $5 or something from Sketchfab, but hopefully it'll be worth it. Right, so we do yellow and then we just go. The idea is by placing that there now we get less of a crazy contact shadow there. That's better. I'm on the floor right now too, says Move. Okay, so we've lit that bit up. We've blended it in so it doesn't look crazy, right? Because this is just like a quick scene. I'm working though. I pulled up the stream because it's much better than silence. That's fair. So now we do the camera bit. So we need this First, do you shave? So the idea is I'm going to be doing this. And we've got to have the camera to be out like this. Here's where I try and pull the camera out as far as possible. And if I can't pull it out as far as possible, then I'm going to have to vanish the ceiling for this one shot. We're all garbage. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm editing this in another window. I'm trying to... Oh, okay, so I can get away with that and do that, and then we're so close to getting this scene like rendered, and it's gonna be so good if it is. Oh, I need that. The problem is there's a light in the way there. Can I just like... Okay, there we go. So if I can pull this out to like 35 mil or 30. Ah, that looks better. So what I've done here is the camera normally, when you have like cameras in film and other things, it doesn't go past 30 millimeters for the lens, so for the focal depth. So I'm hoping that that will help. So now if I save that, and then we do this transition, hopefully I can get it to look as close to the reference as possible. So, here we go. I just realized that camera needs to be back there. Ah! Can I like revert to the save here, please? There we go. Gotta go. Have a great rest of your stream, everyone. So, Damon. Thank you very much, Damon. Hope you've enjoyed. Let's do that to there. About there. Moody giving constant explanations to the viewers is great. I hope it's not boring, you know. I try and talk to people and chill, but I also like giving explanations as to why things are the way that they are, you know. Or in some cases tell stories of my bad luck, you know. Okay, here we go. So roughly, this is going to be like... Oh, wait a minute, I need to make sure I'm animating on... There we go. I was going to be animating on 24 frames per second. That was going to be terrible. So everything is animated at 30. So this is going to be like smooth if I get it just right. And then I just need to view visible seconds. If it were perfectly silent without your epic commentary, it wouldn't be the same as smooth. Oh, thank you. So what I need to do now is play this, have it go like that, and I need it to rotate to pretty close to them, to about there. And then have it rotate as well. Right? Nope. Come on. Just... about there will do. Let me just see if this will work. Right, so if that... Oh, it does! I just don't need the motion blur? Oh, the motion blur is off. Okay, so if I... Okay. The perfect circle. Here's that music track that I like. Specifically, if we name it, the track in particular, if I remember rightly. Where is it? The greenhouse one's melancholy, but this is Freedom to be Flawed. This one's so nice. So let's see if this works. That looks roughly about right, and then I just need to, from there, pan down to about... You won't be able to see it on screen for a moment, but it needs to be about there. If this works how I want it to, oh, maybe not so well. I need a transition that is better suited for that there. What happens is the transition flies off. Alison wants to know if you still have a voice actor for Catty or Bratty. I do not yet, so I'm taking auditions for Bratty and Catty at the moment. Right, let's see. That needs to be roughly about there. And then needs to go. Will this work? Oh, that kind of does. Is that on the Discord? So basically, for auditions and stuff, the easiest way to find me is again in the Undernet Discord. If you're in the Undernet already, the VRC one for Undernet, you can easily just message me there. That's like the easiest way to get hold of me, because normally my DMs are private for the sake of not having everybody messaging me going, dude, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? You know, all the time. But yeah, I still need to get voices for some of the other characters that I've announced and just don't have models for yet. Moody, you've got 3K viewers and strangers included in here to bug you. The thing is, it's like a lot of people like just, you know, coming in and chatting and stuff, but I don't. It's like I do like chatting to everybody, I just don't want to, you know, be the guy that like shuns everybody away and goes, guys, I'm busy, but at the same time, it's like I have to kind of get on with stuff. Which characters so far? I haven't been in the stream in a while. So, basically, the characters that I need voiced still, that are new, that I definitely need voices for, Catty, Bratty. I love the way I'm saying this while Flowey's theme's on in the background. But yeah, I need Catty, Bratty, Night, all of the receptionists. So that's hand receptionist, fish receptionist, and diamond receptionist. And then I need somebody to do Snowdrake's father, and I think Aaron is the other one. And then I've got to get also one for Lauren, which is the is it Lauren or Lauren? The small character in the waterfall area that is like, what's a star? Can you eat it? Can you kill it? You know, I need somebody for that. And there are just other like little roles as well that I need to have filled, as well as some for the random echo flowers and things in like the marshlands. And stuff that can be sorted out kind of easily, but yeah, the main ones being the ending characters. I've already got so many good things lined up for this new trailer. Holy crap, this is actually working really nicely. Hang on. I need to make sure this transition is not too fast. And then, like, no joke, I'm actually really liking this new trailer because, like, obviously, quite a lot of people have seen that old trailer that's like 9 to 11 months old, right? The one with Ty's original music on. Like, this blows that out of the water completely because it's got all of the new shots in with all the environments and all the characters, and it's actually got voiceover to it for like a lot of the characters. The idea is to try and get as many of the characters' voice as possible in this trailer. So it's gonna be. I'm gonna have to find a good background song for it. I might pick his theme, because his theme is it's either that or Memory, because his theme and Memory are both really, really personal for me. If you're out in the Discord, would there be a way to audition without bugging? If you can catch me on VRC whenever, then that's also a whole thing. Because VRC and Discord are like the easiest ways of getting hold of me. I don't think there's any real other way to get a hold of me. I mean, obviously it's easy to reach out to me in here, you know, but... Because it's not as if I can turn around and be like, oh yeah, here's an email, send it to, because I just know that, like, everybody else would send random stuff to that email and it would be compromised, you know. Oh, let's try this. Oh my god. That actually works really nicely. I've got this scene set up now. And all I need to do is just do 180. And then we do the transition, like the... How's that look with lighting at the moment? Just give me a sec. Oh, wait, why am I doing it in that window? So the camera itself does the exact same shot as in Ty's video that I really like. Because I'm hoping to copy that. So now I just need to, oh god. I need to do the fade in of the universe, which is here. Right? The garbage sphere in the background is the universe. And it's massive. So what we do is, we do this transition where, I go to Ty's video for a moment. Because I'm copying it. It really fades in when they're close. So, what a demon absolute garbage blend. Oh no, it's demo. Demo naps the blue garbage .blend file because it's in Blender. Yeah, it's roughly about here that we have the transition. It's about there. So that's the amount of time I'm going to be spending transitioning away from this. So if I go to this here, this is the factor expression for when the camera is coming in, right? It's about there when it blends, so I need that. Where is it? This small thing controls when everything is transitioning between being see-through and not see-through. So as long as I can edit that, we're good. I just need to, where is it? Need to find where I've got the settings for it here and then animate it. Shading. Can I expose that on the material? Because I swear I should be able to. It's just not there. I think it's because I'm not going to factor for it. So I just need that and do... Is there a way of exposing that? Hang on. How do I create a control for that? Let me just double check online. Creating a control for Blender material effect. Control your material drivers. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so this is going to be me watching a tutorial at the same time as actually doing stuff on stream. So I've made a node group. I need a driver for this that helps it work. The drive is a function that allows me to do this. If I just do create driver though, would that just work? Add driver? Driver description. Okay, so we do variable? No, it's gonna be fade? Value is 0? Oh, whoa, what? Python scripts? Merely do unexpected behavior. Okay, there's gotta be... I do not want unexpected behavior there. I might have to ask about that then. Give me a sec. Bang into the afterlife while everything falls apart. So what's... If I click driver and click create again here, will it just like goof everything up? Maybe if I just add to keying set, maybe? That would... No. Probably wouldn't. Right, let's see how they do this in the tutorial instead of just kind of like ignoring it. Okay, so that's been made into a driver which is supposed to drive the function. And then I go into edit driver. Oh crap, the other window's still open. Okay, so edit driver expression 00. Trying to figure this out is kind of annoying, but it's because I've never done this before. It's normally been like super easy. Okay. Huh. Trying to figure this out through a tutorial that I'm not listening to in the background while also listening to the music. Love this music, by the way. It's absolutely insane. So maybe it's... Open drivers editor, yep. It's not so much all of these, I need the... It's this function in particular that I need. Custom driver properties made easy. 14 minutes, no! Can we just have one that's like 2 seconds? Blender material driver tutorial. Can I have one that's literally like less than 5 minutes or something? There's one for other stuff. Drivers in 2 minutes. Okay, there we go. Intro to drivers, that's like 5 minutes. I'm gonna try and figure out what this song is called again. The song itself is 213 on the full list, which would be specimens. It's all the specimens. Sammy says moss. Yeah, these are all the specimens, like patchwork, organic, clay, paper, polygonal, and mechanical. I think this one's either polygonal or mechanical now. Polygonal. Right, give me a sec. I'm just gonna... Hey, we are in Waterfalls to Sammy. There was tons of moss in the ruins as well. Remember that. I'm just gonna listen to this tutorial now, or these couple of tutorials. Just listen to this as I try and make sense of all this.
Way to control any property in Blender using mathematical expressions. Let me show you how we can use this powerful tool to create something that looks simple but has a little bit of magic under the surface.
Did I mention I hate maths? That's for moving an object, though. I really don't want that.
In Blender, and you have decided that you want to master rigging and animation using this powerful program. And
I want drivers. I want drivers. Let's show me how to do drivers.
0 means not active at all. If we move the arm IK influence to 0, you can see the arm pretends like
that's not what I wanted. Can I do like go back and search up material drivers, or just let's do that one? That was 14 minutes. I love materials, or rather for tutorials that are literally like 5 minutes or less, provided they give you the right thing. Got ads came back to stranger possessing Moody. Wait, what? Oh yeah, because of the tutorial that I'm listening to in the background. The tutorial possession. Yeah, just give me a sec. I'm just trying to figure this out, because if I can figure it out, then we're all good, you know. I'm just getting a load of other stuff thrown my way at the same time, and it's hard to find the right thing here. Access frame, node editor, how to use the frame number in node editors, how to use drivers in Blender, easy step-by-step, 4 minutes. Okay, let's do this. Apart from the ads. I'm hoping literally that this can just solve it, because I'm at the last part of this where I just need to tweak the universal thing here, and then we're good.
Tutorial, we will learn how to access and how to use this frame number from within a node editor, for example, a shader editor or compositor.
Okay.
And for this tutorial, we will use this object which we have already designed. This is a simple sphere with a texture or pattern added to its material. It is a procedural texture, so let us take a look at the node setup in the shader editor for its material. We have an RGB color here, where the hue value is being changed, and is being controlled by few more nodes here.
Okay.
We have a texture coordinate node, whose object output is separated into 3 components, resulting into this beautiful pattern on the sphere.
Okay.
Right now, if we start the animation, we won't see any change, because in this setup, the hue through appropriate modifiers in the F-curve, resulting into a change of pattern. But for this hue change, where you may want to control some effect, be careful about the spelling here. All the letters are in the lowercase. There has to be no uppercase letters. Like this, when you use drivers for the first time, you need to allow the execution. A driver is something like a function in Blender, where you can control some field or some attribute with the help of another object. It is a very powerful tool which we will discuss in future tutorials. Now, just in case you type anything wrong by mistake, you need to first delete the driver from this right-click menu, and then type it again, otherwise it won't work. So, in order to use this frame number, in our example, we need to add a math node here. We want to circle through the pattern, after say every 50 frames. So bring this frame number to the first input. Let us change this math function to divide. To add type, as a value of 1, because we will see that the pattern is changing here.
Okay, so that's fair. That's what I've done for some of the other stuff. Right, let's try this and see whether I get access now via this shader, blah, blah, blah. No, I still do not get access. I thought adding that value might work, but it clearly doesn't. And if I go to, at least it's added there, right? But the problem is, I've not got any other way of messing around with that yet, because I don't have a driver to it. If I create a driver for that now, add driver, and then just do, I don't know. Let's do, update dependencies? Expression, use self, maybe? Can I just like, oh my god, I can do it. Okay. So if I Right, get rid of all of this other stuff. Else it won't work. Let's... Right. Surface vanish. Okay, shader, blah, blah, blah. What I need to do is just have this work for the animation. So if I can, like, animate it on these frames, we're good. Can I put keyframes on that? Add to keying set? And then... No, this is literally just me messing around with experimental stuff and not realizing what I'm doing. Let's just go back here and make sure this at least works. Because the shot that I have at the moment is this. The shot goes, whee, and then, wow, and then that's going to vanish and the universe is going to come in the background. That's awesome. I just need the driver set up for this. So there's one person I know I can go to for this normally. Was... Don't get to sacrifice said leg to the sun gods. There's at least one person that I know I can go to for this. Bakers. Go Spinny. Indeed. Hey, Bakers. Got a sec. If Bakers can help me out here at the end of the stream, I'll be happy, because what happens is, it's going to do that, because in Ty's video, you get the same thing of the pan in like that, and then, and then that shot and the universe fades in, right? And the universe in the background looks something like, let's see, if I fade it in, like that. So the universe is going to look like that, and then I'll just rotate the model for the universe. But it's looking badass. You know, I just need to transition between this room. It is funny thinking about it though, because technically you can see the outside. Oh, there's the outside there, but that's only because of... That's only because of the way that that is, and I need to get that changed. Only because of the way that this looks. If I could change that to about there. The reason why is because of the bottom of the sphere. So we go... We don't see that other bit, because what we were seeing was the very bottom of the sphere where all the textures join in one area. I'm gonna see if I can keep searching stuff up for this. Hang on. Blender, material, driver, fade. Creating easy control materials with inputs and drivers. That's like 30 minutes long though. Change materials with driver, Blender art community. Fade materials, Blender help, blah, blah, blah. Fade out without materials, what? Okay, how do... What? Do 100 object, no. Fading out via material driver. We'll do the same thing as keyframing a node in the material. It will be the same as every object. You have to look at the object info node, blah, 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 diffuse, material output. Confused noises. I'm just trying to make sure that this works. Object info? Maybe? Hang on. Like my brain is trying to... Wait a minute. That's for that, right? Yeah. My brain's trying to process this at the moment, and it's just been like, help. Let's try object info. Alpha? What happens if I plug that in there now? So all I want is the ability to just go between these. The problem is that's manually going between the alpha. I need the rest of the stuff exposed from the alpha there, which I've got in that mix shader. That's right. That goes into there, but should I just have it in there? Like if I expose... No, hang on. If I just take that from there, right? Is this just because of how I've done the setup here? If, like, for instance, I do the roof and I just go like this, I get rid of vanish here. And I put vanish on the alpha there? No, that doesn't work. I was thinking maybe by altering that it would, but it doesn't seem to do anything. That's the correct way of lining those materials up, but then it's just a case of then exposing this so that I can get everything to work. Because there's the alpha, so try. Is there any way I can use like a color ramp to get rid of that? Color ramp would be probably linear? B-spline? This is literally me just fiddling around now and seeing whether this works or not. Value. Right? And then if I was to... Let's see how this looks. If I do that... What happens if I tweak between those two? Literally nothing, seemingly? Maybe if I turn the alpha up there? No, I'm struggling here. I'm really struggling at the very last bit. Not good. Ah. Oh, this is a pain. Right, I'm just gonna go hang out for a bit and hopefully I can fix this next time. But yeah, it's a pain. It's a pain. I'm sorry I couldn't finish it on stream, but at least you know kind of what it looks like. So yeah, I shall finish it next time. And, or rather, I'll have finished it for next time. You at least know what I've got in sort of store for this. And yeah, I shall see you on the next one. So until then, thank you very much. I'm sorry again, I could not finish this on stream. It's just, it's getting really late. It's like almost 1 AM and I just want to chill before, you know, before I go to bed. And clearly my brain's just like, dude, what? You know? But yeah, thank you very much. Hope to see you again. I appreciate the time you spent with me. Thank you, and I hope you've enjoyed. Till next time, bye!